Good morning. Oh my gosh, I missed you guys so much already. I can't even tell you. But good morning. This is morning meeting. Find a spot to sit and just listen. Today is Wednesday, March 18th, 2020. Yesterday was Tuesday. Today is Wednesday. Tomorrow will be, you got it, Thursday. Today, this is all different and it's all new, but I want to tell you a couple things. So, good morning, everyone. Thank you for watching, Peyton and Alan. And I'm looking around and I wish I could see you all, but I'll just pretend. I really miss you guys, and I know this is really hard, but we're going to get through it because that's what we do. And Mrs. Brunel's learning how to video this so that you can have morning meeting with me each day. Welcome to my house because I'm in my living room just like you're in your house. Today, I have some news to tell you. They moved up my surgery, so I'm going to have my surgery next Tuesday, which is good because I can get all that stuff taken care of and I don't have to worry about that anymore and be uncomfortable. So I'm happy about that. I hope you have some good things, good news that's happening with you too. And today, this morning, I'm going to read you a story. And then later on, I'm going to try to do a little math lesson and video it, and we'll see how that goes. But before I tell you a story, I have a joke for you from this book. It is called Barrel of Monkeys, Super Silly Joke Book by Dave Ross. And I actually met Dave Ross one time. He's a really awesome guy. He's an author who's written a lot of books. And he came to School 12 once when I was there, and I loved him, and he was so wonderful. So I bought some of his books. So the joke is, why did the monkey jump in the ocean? He wanted wavy hair. Here's another one. What did the monkey say to the ocean? Sure am glad to see you. How did the monkey say goodbye to the beach? He just waved. Why did the monkey cross the sea? To get to the other side. And here's the last one. This is the funniest one, I think. How do you quiet a sea monkey? You tell him to clam up. So that's our jokes for today. The story I want to read you for today is Toot and Puddle. It's Charming Opal. And Charming Opal is written by Holly Hobbie. And you guys know about Toot and Puddle already because we've read some of their stories. And this one I had at my house, so I'm like, ooh, they'll like that because I like Toot and Puddle. So I actually met this author too. She signed the book. And this is Charming Opal by Holly Hobbie. In July, Puddle's little cousin Opal came to Woodcock Pocket for a holiday. On her first day, Toot and Puddle took Opal for a long walk in the sparkling woods. The three of them played with her new purple ball. She smelled every flower in Puddle's garden. That evening, they had a cookout with corn on the cob and watermelon. When Puddle was tucking Opal into bed, she said, "I love to come to Woodcock Pocket." "We'd love to have you here," said Puddle. He added, "It looks like you're going to lose that tooth pretty soon." "I know," Opal said proudly. "I can hardly wait. Look at her tooth." So, this is a good place for a stop and jot. We could say that Toot and Puddle's cousin Opal came to visit them, and she's going to lose her tooth. You got it. At breakfast, Opal said, "Look, Toot, my tooth is wobbly." And look how the author wrote wobbly. Different way. "Would you like me to help it come out?" Toot asked. Opal said, "I want it to come out all by itself." They picked big, beautiful strawberries in the morning. I don't think that tooth can get any looser, Opal, Puddle said. It might fall out today, Opal said, laughing, right during my vacation at Woodcock Pocket. In the afternoon, they set off for Pocket Pond. Last one in is a rotten egg, too, called somersaulting into the water. Puddle made sure Opal went second. So, another place for a stop and jot. So I'm going to look back to see what did we read about. Oh, so the cousins are having fun together. First they had breakfast, then they picked strawberries, then Opal got a ride on a swing. She got pushed on the swing. Then they went to the pond, they jumped in the water, and Puddle made sure Opal went second so that he would be in the water to catch her in case she had trouble. All at once, Puddle noticed that Opal looked slightly different. Holy moly, he said, your tooth! Yes, Opal's tooth had fallen out at last. But where is it? Opal asked. Looking anxiously at the ground, she was bravely trying not to cry. Why are you upset? Puddle asked. You've been hoping for your tooth to come out. But where is it? Opal repeated. I have to put it under my pillow tonight. You do? asked Toot. So the tooth fairy will come. I see, said Puddle. We'll have to find that loose tooth. The lost tooth, Toot said. They searched everywhere, along the path and back in the house and all around the pond, but Opal's tooth seemed to have vanished. It must have come out while you were in the water, Puddle said. Then it's gone forever, his little cousin said sadly. Maybe not, shouted Toot. Oh, look what Toot's doing. Lo and behold, on his third dive, Toot spotted Opal's white tooth on the sandy beach of Pocket Pond. There it is. As Puddle tucked his little cousin into bed that night, she carefully placed her tooth under the pillow. Now the tooth fairy will come while I'm at Woodcock Pocket, she said, just as I'd hoped. Sweet dreams, said Puddle. But he was worried. What's the matter, Puds? Toot asked. Do you think the tooth fairy comes to Woodcock Pocket? I'm not sure, Toot said. Maybe. But what if she doesn't? Opal will be so unhappy. Puddle devised a plan. They would stay awake and make sure the tooth fairy visited Opal's bedroom. And if she didn't come to collect the precious tooth and leave a shiny new quarter in its place, Puddle would do the task himself. I will be the tooth fairy, he declared. How do you be the tooth fairy? Toot asked. An hour later, Puddle returned to the living room. I am the tooth fairy, he said. Am I believable? Quite believable. Well, this is Puddle. And this is Toot sitting in the chair. Well, Puddle's all dressed up. Toot is saying, you are quite believable, Puddle. Now let's turn out the lights and wait for the tooth fairy to arrive, Puddle said. And then look what happened. The sun is up. I hope they didn't fall asleep. Oh no, said Puddle. We both fell asleep. Did you hear anything during the night? Toot asked. Not a sound, Puddle said. Is it too late for me to be the tooth fairy? They heard Opal calling them from the other room. I'm afraid it's too late, said Toot. Look at the expression on their faces. So this would be another good place for a stop and jot. We have to think about what are the things that we did. So they had a really good day at the pond. Then she lost her tooth. Then they found it in the bottom of a pond. They brought it back, and they weren't sure if the Tooth Fairy would come to Woodcock Pocket because they kind of live in the middle of nowhere. But Puddle was going to be the Tooth Fairy, but they fell asleep and forgot. So now they're going to go into Opal's room. And this is the picture they see when they look in Opal's room. I'm not sure she looks happy. Toot and Puddle stepped nervously into the guest bedroom. "Good morning, Opal," they began together. "I was thinking," Puddle began, "if the Tooth Fairy didn't come, it's because she didn't know exactly where Woodcock Pocket was, after all." "And I was thinking," said Toot, "if the Tooth Fairy didn't come, it would be just as nice to keep that wonderful tooth of yours for yourself." No, I'm almost at the end of the book. I don't know what's going to happen. What do you think? Do you think she came? Or do you think the Tooth Fairy doesn't know where Woodcock Pocket is? She looks really happy. But guess what? Opal said the Tooth Fairy did come. Grinning happily, she held out a shiny new quarter for Toot and Puddle to see. And that's the end of Charming Opal by Holly Hobbie about Toot and Puddle and their cousin. I'm going to do a math lesson in a little while, but you can do your reading. So get your reading book bag and your Stop and Jots and your little Post-its with to do Stop and Jots and read for 30 minutes. And then when you're done reading, you're going to take out your reading journal, and then there's a sheet in your packet that has the comprehension questions in it. So if you read fiction, answer a question from the fiction part, and there's a paper for nonfiction. And if you read nonfiction, then answer a question from the nonfiction part. So when you do that, write your answer in your notebook. So you're going to set the timer for 30 minutes. You're going to read for 30 minutes, and then do your Stop and Jots along the way. Don't forget them. And then do a question from the question stem. And then after that, you can do some writing, write a poem. All the poetry stuff is also in your packet. And you will do, if you can, go on Reading Eggs and do some Reading Eggs to get some phonics in. So then you'll have your reading and your phonics, and we had morning meeting, and then do some writing. In the packet also, there's a whole thing of poetry, all the poetry lessons that I've taught you so far. We haven't done anything with rhyming poems, so for writing, if you want to, then you can do the poetry writing and look at the lessons. I even included the lessons I didn't teach yet, so the lessons are all there. You can look at the little Post-its that I usually hang on the wall, the anchor chart, and then see the lesson from there. But remember your comparisons, and remember for the poetry, remember your comparisons, and try some rhyming poetry because we didn't have time to do that yet. So have a great day, and I will see you later on for math. Love you. Miss you.